Greetings, peace, harmony, well met. I just want to just make sure that these are just objective observations, so it might be a little cold. However, I can be far more objective and logical, I guess you could say. My channel here is Psy0ps Agent. I'm pacing right now, trying to keep the camera covered to minimize megabyte space if there's no picture. And I'm moving around a bit. Got some things to try and process and put together. This is a lot to process, and I've been doing research for a number of years now. But then, hey, everything gets it's all over the place. I call it the game of 52 conspiracy pickup. Is somebody. It's even explained in one of these videos. I'm going to demonstrate something. I'm going to try and show a bunch of things, I don't know, all at once. There was talking about ancient Greece or something, and if someone started talking about logic or science or something in front of a bunch of superstitious people, they all just start screaming like crazy apes and Frankenstein villagers. Okay? So there's a psychology there, the mob mentality. I watched a movie the other day. I remember when I was younger, I went to the theater and saw it. Highlander happened to be in a recommendation or something there, was sitting around, so I watched it anyways. And I remember very distinctly the scene, the main character, the antagonist, Connor McLeod. He had a fiancée, I forget her name or whatever. Anyways, they were kind of sort of, two happy primates in love, and I don't mean any disrespect here. We're going to operate from the basis, in my research, there are no ghosts, no gods, no aliens, no magic allowed, okay? Conan the judge who sits on his throne, if you understand these allegorical, mythological references, Conan don't like magic users. Okay? But that doesn't mean that you can't learn to know thy enemy if there is an enemy. See, that's the thing. I'm trying to approach this from a position of peace and harmony and goodwill and all that jazz to all humankind. I believe that all humans on this planet are related no further than 50th cousin, and that anybody arguing about skin color is probably, I don't mean to be mocking idiots or nothing, but, why not argue over hair color and eye color? These are... What if we all had what if nobody knew what color skin we had and all of our apparent thin hairs all over our body, which apparently, although thinner, we have more than a chimpanzee. What if our hairs became thicker and nobody could see our skin underneath and nobody ever dared to shave another human and, we all just had brown fur and then, picked on the gingers like they do in the UK. So if you're from the UK, you'll understand that joke. If you're not, then you won't get it. I'm a little slightly, rough, diamond in the rough kind of deal, cultured around the edges a little more than usual. And that's the thing, is I'm trying to create something I started a number of years ago called Primate, a primate's remedially intricate manual of ape training and education. We are Homo sapiens. This is undeniable. We have some common denominators and some roots here that we all have to agree on, and anybody that doesn't, I don't know what the hell, the entire collapse of civilization, seriously. There's advanced mathematics that the mob mentality or the general public doesn't understand. There are concepts and historical discoveries that remain out of their knowledge. And they get all of their knowledge from media, especially like the last generation of 20s up to 25, 30 years old. Almost their entire life, wow. it was just spent watching YouTube videos. Okay? There's other, the other grandpa generations or whatever, or things like that. They, whatever. Even when I was a kid, you watch TV, there was imagine this, 4 1-minute commercial breaks. 4 minutes of commercials. We got like 25 minutes of commercials nowadays. Yeah, inch by inch, boil the frog. Okay, so I'm jumping all over the place because there's a lot to explain here, and we have to have a common denominator. There is Latin that names all the plants and the animals. Okay? And it's used in law. There are legal maxims, logical puzzles that were solved in Latium. That's where the Latin language came from. There is other parts of human history, and I'm including all of human history. The Orient, China, the Indus Valley, all the way language, the study of language. Oh, wow, there's one right there. Pi, Proto-Indo-European. So here, I'm going to just show something. We're going to go on a trip, okay? Let's pretend that I am talking about a fictional planet Earth in a parallel universe. There was a woman. She asked a question, and Carol was her name. Is her name? She is the authorized representative of the Legal Fiction and Operational Account in Commerce, aka Carol from Twitter. I'll refrain from saying her last name, or her family name, or surname, or pedigree classification, because someone started organizing in our Roman past and things like that, humans into pedigrees. This is whatever. I am Luxana Troy from the house of Troy, and I hold the sacred chalice of the whatever, and this and that, and I came from the bloodline of Hercules, and yeah, he was my cousin, and Romulus and Remus, they were my great-great-grandfathers, and all this jazz, whatever. And if I got some historical references mixed up, I'm trying to prove a point here. Okay, stick to the roots of this. Remedially intricate. Because Psy0ps agent, everything is one giant psychological operation and perception management of a group of primates that have been in a zoo or a mental matrix since Rome, folded up on an allegorical kind of cross made of cubes, which is a navigational instrument, or a Jacob's staff, or another word, never mind. I don't want to be mispronouncing it and then whatever. So it's a navigational instrument. So imagine a cross of cubes, and you fold it up and you get a 4-dimensional hypercube or a tesseract. And this is the thing. Does the average public, does somebody yapping about I know that the ozone layer has a hole in it, and you better watch out because next year the acid rain's going to burn your skin off, and you all watch out every whatever, this climate and weather. I'm trying to use different words too. I don't want to trigger people, if I don't know, say certain words. We are a primate species. I am reminded of Amy from Big Bang Theory doing a test on a little monkey and showing it pictures, with a alligator with monkeys in its mouth or something like that, and then a pretty picture of a little kitten, and it gets an emotional response. And this is the place that most people are at. Sheldon walks into the room, she's flipping the pictures, the monkey and Sheldon are both reacting in the same way to the pictures, Amy excitedly taking more and more notes, and then showing more pictures, provoking reaction. This is what's going on a mass scale. You have to look into the peripheral vision. You have to, see what's hidden in plain sight. Okay? There's so much to try and convey, and I haven't even started. So let me just see here. We're going to move my hand. There's a picture. This is a trademark copyright logo from some other thingamajig there. Okay, I'm suggesting that the colors of light, the blue to the red, are the red and blue lightsabers, and the front and the back of the nacelles on a starship, and that the red shift and the blue shift. When an object is moving away from you at the speed of light, it appears to be red. When it's moving towards you at the speed of light, it appears to be blue. And so this is the visual spectrum between the red and the blue spectrum of the human primate eye. It's like streetlights are red, yellow, and green. Okay, and the green and the yellow are interchangeable kind of colors on the spectrum, I say, and one emits yellow light and one absorbs it, or one emits light and one absorbs light, kind of thing. So that might be the myth with the kryptonite. Okay, so I'm suggesting that this is Brahma, the creative force, which is an allegorical. Just settle down, play along. I'll play video games and live in fantasy worlds, watch vampires and fairies, whatever. I want to say rude words. I want to talk like a grown-up. It's adult language. So, go get your mommy and daddy is my line. I watch UK kind of programming. 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown, QI, with Stephen Fry in the earlier episodes, A to M, and now Sandy Talks Fig. They talk like grown-ups. This stuff ain't over here. I watched Socratica with some girl that talks mathematics like no one I have ever met in my entire freaking lifetime. Forget the fact that, she's whatever, appealing to the camera or something like that. But that's just, where do I go to have a conversation like that? Where? Y'all thinking you be smart monkeys. And the troll would say, as I pull the C and say, the troll would say, we're not monkeys, we're apes. So, I'm a former soldier from the Canadian Armed Forces in a different time zone, apparently, on some kind of fragmented reality version of Earth. And so back to my fictional story of a parallel Earth. In a Marty McFly kind of split timeline. Okay? So this is Brahma, the creative force, the allegorical, mythological, anthropological representation of creative kind of energy, like a white hole, spewing out, or the oceans actually recycle themselves something like every 8 million years or something like that. So there's like vents that spew out like steamed pure water or something like this. Just close your eyes and get the image in your head. Right, and then there's there's vents that suck in the water and that purifies through the hot core or something like that, and then spewed back out. Whatever. And the Earth is fine. What's that past that from? Oh, that's where the humans used to live, George Carlin, kind of deal, right? So this is just a representation. Someone was trying to tell a story to other primates around a campfire. Hey, Mom, hey, Dad. Why is the sky blue? Ugh. There is whole, spew out, good thing. There is dark red, suck in, bad thing. Balance, hold everything together. Otherwise, every fucking atom comes apart. And the whole universe wouldn't even be here to ponder. Generative, creative Brahma, Vishnu the maintainer, and Shiva the destroyer. This is just my own interpretation of what I'm seeing here, okay? So now, because I'm thinking about all the... I'm just going to put this down here right now. I'm going to put it on this right there. I'm thinking about the trolls. I don't see any discernible difference between a troll that's doing it on purpose, one that's paid by a corporation or a foreign government, or an undercover kind of really nasty, not looking for actual crime, trying to solve a mystery like Scooby fucking Doo or Inspector Gadget or Sherlock Holmes. No, a ball-breaking Roman soldier, stormtrooper, just another clone, brown shirt, working as a ball breaker, all pissed off because of his reduced phallic size, living in the mommy's basement or something. And we all got our things to overcome. So now we're supposed to, peel away like the serpent, be reborn like the serpent sheds its skin, in the warrior codes to become a better human being tomorrow, if you can. Is seek to do no harm and to do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And you gotta also tighten your helmet cords in times of peace. Because there's some other kind of insidious bastards that don't know how to get their own acorns, like the squirrel. And they don't know how to sit in the tree like the squirrel. All hail the mighty squirrel. To just relax, they have a stressful life, living in nature. Oh, somebody wants to argue. That's it, arguing all the time. The trolls. So I was saying things, and then I got distracted because I'm attacking my own conversation and everything, because I know if you build it, the trolls will come. They can, I stand in circles of light. That's not, I'm just saying, I don't believe in certain things here, but I'm just saying that's from an ancient kind of Sumerian text I read. Ebenazu is apparently Sumerian. Ebenazazul, go to the desert, evil fiend. Get behind me. Whatever your name is, because that's all confusing now, because how do I speak and convert that? It makes an entirely different conversation, and it allows other people to have conversations that know a specific type of coding. And why did I go off on that tangent? Because I was talking about my own interpretation, which is based upon a lot of facts that I have absorbed and parallel pattern matching and finding relevancies that can be demonstrated, repeated. Because the troll would attack, well, that's just your interpretation. Well, guess what? My name is Psy0ps Agent. And I immediately and intricately try to reduce and explain lots of details. And I always start with a weak point, like a spider's web, to catch the bastards. Just getting a little ready for the troll kind of thing, because, you hammer it home at the end with something a little different, which is, what is the mythological, fictional story character, Superman, Kal-El? This is the symbol for the house of El. And if you do any research, you will find that the biblical god is apparently named El, as in El Shaddai, Elohim, and, all that stuff. And, what was the other one? Anyways, I'm going to try and throw in some things there. Then you got, there was a YouTube show on for a while, and got picked up for 2 seasons, apparently. Sony Corporation bought 2 of the seasons. And I'm not trying to promote things or mention any things, but I think it was a former Mormon guy who became an atheist, and he called himself El. Called himself El. So there used to be arguing on the internet. And so you can go look it up. I got references from a guy named Tibullus in 55 BC that he apparently died in. And he wrote some poems and stuff, and he talks about Saturn El being the god of the ancient Bible. So like I said, no ghosts, no demons, no gods, no magic. So I am a primate analyzing cold, but trying to be, compassionate and empathetic, because I was raised, to believe in the old Santa Claus too. Whether or not, I'm not dismissing anyone who believes in a God. This is where I'm going to lose people if they are trying to be researching good things. What are you talking about? Keep your concept of God, and let's just go to some possibility that a corrupt human being, or a group of them, like a group of magicians in a little social club, the ones that pretend that they can talk to your dead grandmother and trick you into, Abbott and Costello kind of. You got 2 10s for this 5, right? And then when they're walking away, you're like, hey, wait a minute. Okay? Come on. This is human nature. Come on. Come on. Right? I say Bib L is Book of L. Bib is in biblios, bibliography, book. L. Bib L. Book of L. I got some documentation showing that apparently some priests in the Dark Ages, they turned things. The allegorical story, if you look it up, there's two, be specific with the spelling, celestial spheres and the celestial sphere. Now, one is real, and the other is an astrological, anthropological, mythological representation of scientific kind of forces that weren't really understood, and they didn't have any scientific names for yet. Okay, this is the beginnings of the separation between a vision-seeing primate that was trying to cave kind of individual, even though it's apparently an inappropriate and wrong term and not in a sexual, human kind of way either. In a historical one. Whatever. Trying to imagine mythological concepts, you know. What's that wavy heat coming off the desert there? Must be demons. Must be ghosts. You know, trying to understand that. So the Greeks, I say, went around to a mythological people with like notepads and be like, excuse me, how did you embalm that body? Okay, I'm just going to put this in my little brand new proto-scientific kind of notepad. Okay, and, you know, how did you move those rocks? And how did you build that thing? And what's that triangle mathematics stuff you were talking about there? I'm going to go write that down, and then some guy over there, you know, buddy of mine, Pythagoras, he's going to pretend that he discovered it. We're going to erase you from history. Oh, we didn't tell you that? We're just going to conquer your civilization, you know, kind of deal. Oh, I know, it was the Romans, you see? And Caesar and Cleopatra the Ninth or something. Which Cleopatra? Or which Constantine? These are the trolls, okay? This is what I've listened to for 15 goddamn years. And this is what your kid's been raised on. No logic. Oh, talk about trivium and quadrivium. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. I'm just the guy doing my research. Do your due diligence. I heard every fucking... I'm the one that might have created the snowflake. I started learning about, that's psychological operations, counterintelligence. And I'm like, everybody here is snowflake. And then this stuff gets taken and just spreads, and then it gets totally twisted around like in that grapevine talk. And it ends up being, you know, I'm saying, I don't know, I'm trying to say something peaceful and happy, you know. You have so-and-so, some movie star or something, has a dentist appointment, you know, tomorrow morning at 9. And then by the time it gets around and spread to the public, you know, 2 hours later, there's somebody coming up going, hey, buddy, have you heard? Instead of a movie star, some, I don't know, rock star has a foot appointment at like 2:30. And you're like, what? It gets twisted around, you know, the grapevine effect. Okay, so let's try to go back here. Oh, mind now, baby girl. Stay, you okay? Don't worry, stay there. Yeah, you were laying down. No, it's just because you covered up the Superman. Yeah, so Superman comes from the house of L. Stay. Just lay down. And L is a 90-degree angle. And if you minus the Earth's axial tilt of 23.4 degrees, you get 66.6 degrees. I'm just pretending and playing in my fictional world on another universe. And now we're going to go and listen to something for a minute or two. Bettany Hughes. Okay, before that, I want to just go here. Here's the crack of the bat hitting the ball. Okay, because Superman is weakened by kryptonite. Okay, the letters in kryptonite. You see, this is. I'm trying to prepare stuff. You should see. Look, wait, where's the other one? Here. I gotta try and show pictures. What's this one? What's this one? Here it is. Can I find that there? Where did I put it? Got so many of them. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's the last page. The program takes a short time. Let me just see. Where's the camera here? We're gonna have to do it this way again.